Greetings ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nakusoo, and today I want to go over the overview of the Super Mario World beta. Now before we begin, I want to thank all of you who I've asked questions during research playing through these games, and coming up with the material is harder than I thought it would be. I spent over 3 weeks making sure this video is up to standards in terms of quality, and I definitely couldn't have done it without the support. So I'm going to be doing a breakdown in 2 parts. I decided to do 2 parts just because of all the information I found. I didn't want to jumble it in one long video. I decided to break it down, break different sections and footage and other stuff that didn't make it into the final game of Super Mario World. So as I've gathered all the information, I'll also give my speculation on what I think were the plans for Super Mario World. Today's part will consist of what a beta is, the start of what level components were left out of the final version, inspiration for future Mario games, missing sprites, and lastly a cool effect known as Translucency. What exactly defines a beta? It's a status given to a program or application that contains most of the major features, but is not yet complete. Sometimes these versions are released only to a select group of people or to the general public. Beta testers are usually expected to report any bugs they encounter or any changes they'd like to see before their final release. This is the second major stage of development following the alpha version, which has even less features. From The Legend of Zelda to Sonic the Hedgehog, there is always content not added into the final product. One game in particular from my childhood that I would like to talk about today is Super Mario World. Some consider it one of the best Mario games of all time, including myself. Those were the days. It was so different going from the 8-bit era to the 16-bit, especially for Mario. In Super Mario World, we were introduced to the feather, which allowed you to fly freely, enhanced graphics, catchy musical themes, and introduction to one of the best known companions of all time. Yahoo! Different colored Yoshis, not to mention the 96 levels, special stages, Star Road, and visual changes to the game once the special stages were completed. Even though there's a lot changed from the past Super Mario games, there's quite a bit of content that didn't make it into the final game, more so than any other Mario game, and today I want to go through all the information that I've gathered from researching online. So kick back, relax, and let's go back to the past with the Super Mario World Beta Part 1. As we all know, red coins were introduced in Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island, which is a prequel of sorts to Super Mario World. Red coins add to Yoshi's score tally at the end of a level, and they also acted somewhat as a secret, hiding behind yellow coins, so finding them was always fun, if a bit challenging at times. They were needed in order to collect the Power Stars in Super Mario 64 and also gave you 2 yellow coins for collecting 1. Believe it or not, they were going to be present in the Super Mario World beta, having wings attached to them, and gave you 5 yellow coins if collected. Why was it taken out of the final game? Maybe they thought that having a red coin only net you 5 yellow coins and nothing else would be pretty pointless. It could have also been an idea they were working with and didn't have the time to put it inside the game. Hint making its first appearance in Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. So not only was there going to be red coins, purple coins made an appearance in the code and were going to act as pink blocks when hit by a P-switch, but still act as coins. It's possible that these pink blocks will lead to a secret area or maybe even a power-up. In Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, you need to collect 100 purple coins in order to obtain a Power Star. You'll find as we go through the beta, a lot of future Mario games took what was going to happen in the SMW beta and tweaked it around. It's crazy to think some beta concepts are still being used to this day. Well, let's now get off the subject of coins and get into some other features not added, such as rotating blocks, which are standard Super Mario World blocks but were to continuously turn. There was a level that auto-scroll while Mario is trapped inside a bird cage and is forced to dodge obstacles. Ideas such as this was pretty weird even for Mario games, which is saying a lot. Now later on I'm going to mention something else to do with a bird cage, so remember that when I get to that part. It's interesting trying to picture what went through the developers' minds when they came up with some of the ideas. The Dino Rhino sprites from Chocolate Land had fire shooting out of their mouth, not to be confused with their smaller counterparts Dino Torches, which are the ones that spit fire in the final version of Super Mario World. The Piranha Plant from Super Mario Bros. 3 also made an appearance in an unused code with unfinished textures represented by a Cheep Cheep. Something really odd was a flying key that could hurt Mario. I've actually seen a Rom-hack with a flying key recently called Mario Gives Up. I noticed a lot of Rom-hacks tend to have some inspiration from the Super Mario World beta adding these such features. While on the subject, many hacks today for Super Mario World are made and shared at the smwcentral.com website, which hosts hundreds of hacks made from fans of the Mario franchise. A variety of hacks have clever ideas, and some ideas taken from the beta, such as the No Yoshi signs, which was a way to prevent Yoshi from entering certain levels. In Yoshi's story, there's an enemy named Pachyderm, and will not let Yoshi pass unless he does something special. It may be another reference to the No Yoshi sign from the beta, or it could just be a coincidence. Even going further, Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3 use signs to limit the animal buddies from entering certain areas, possibly getting an idea from the Yoshi sign concept. Hidden blocks are scrapped, later making appearances in the Mario Party series. These hidden blocks show up randomly when you land on the tile, then you use the jump button in order to hit a block. Sometimes this would contain a treasure. Inside the treasure would actually benefit the player. A wooden block similar to Super Mario Bros. 3, which granted a feather by hitting it from the side, was to be used. Prize block, which contained a Koopa inside its shell already. Perhaps it was meant to be used another way to get past an area, to use against enemies, solve puzzles, or find secrets. From the gameplay here, I'm going to be using this shell in order to get the super leaf and head into the next area on the right side. This is what I was talking about when I was saying that maybe the shell would lead to another area, possibly a secret area, and also we got a power up out of getting that shell and using it to break those blocks. Not only that, you also get a dragon coin which doesn't have Yoshi's face on it, so that was something interesting. This hack is created by Yoshi Master. And this is all his envisions from the screenshots and everything that he thought would probably be similar to Super Mario Bros. 3. He did a pretty darn good job making this seem like a beta, while also keeping the Super Mario World feel to it. There was also this small door which only Small Mario could enter. If the door was placed in midair, only then would Small Mario be able to enter when riding a Yoshi. I could see that mechanic as being annoying either by forcing a player to take a hit or having to have a Yoshi and be Small Mario to enter a door. It would turn off some people from wanting to enter those areas. A pretty cool effect known as Translucency, which can be seen in the screenshot here, wasn't used. A program called Lunar Magic, which is a level editor, was used to capture this unused effect. I think it would have been pretty awesome to have, as I've never seen too many games use this effect. I know a couple such as Donkey Kong Country 2 released in 1994 and Secret of Mana released in 1993 use this one way or another. Notice as we go through the Donkey Kong Country 2 minecart stage, on the left side of us we can see a crocodile. This is one example of where transparency was used in Donkey Kong Country 2. And of course, in Secret of Mana, as you can see, the waterfalls on the left side, the middle, and the right has a transparent effect. Not only that, but looking at the water has a nice effect. Very well made for the SNES. Those two games have one thing in common though. They were released far after SMW, as it was a launch title for the SNES. Released in 1990 for Japan and 1991 in North America, just by this alone, it was likely a test to see what the SNES was capable of at the time. They probably wanted to work on it a bit more to iron out the bugs, and that's why it wasn't added in. Last but not least, an unused Switch Palace 2 tile set. This change could have been made to deviate from the Super Mario Bros. 3 tile set, and more into its own original one. There's a few screenshots here that show off what the beta tile sets for some of the levels look like, and as you can see, they still retain a Super Mario Bros. 3 style. So that was a lot of information to soak up, but we've only begun to discuss all that there is in the beta. In the next video, we will be going over missing sprites, glitched levels, levels that didn't make it into the final version, magazine previews of the game, and much more. I hope you enjoyed the first part of the Super Mario World beta, as I've enjoyed doing the research on it. I'd appreciate it if you could leave a like and some feedback in the comment section below so I can know what to improve on in the future. Thank you for watching, stay tuned for part 2, and have a wonderful day.